Hi, welcome back. We are going to be doing some tarot card for the week of. So I start always in the middle of the week. So today's date for the reading week is July 30th. So this will go through next Wednesday, which will be, what will that be? I think it's like August. So it'd be like August through August 6th, right? So this is a Leo season, and we're going to have let me see. I always gear these toward with, I'm an astrologer as well, so I have these readings with a spice of astrology as well. So today, on the um, on the calendar, we have Chiron retrograde in Aries. So that's your wound, your deep wound, like, the first time that you remember being angry at your mom or your dad or your sibling, like your story that you say, like, oh, do you remember when, like, about maybe your sister? I have a sister who says, do you remember when you used to pinch me so hard that you left finger marks in my arm? And I was like, yes, I remember, because you kept talking all the time and mom wasn't listening. And I was sick of it. Like, we were like 5, 6 years old. And she's like, like that kind of thing. So, and then Venus enters Cancer, because Chiron retrograde in Aries is like, so you remember these things. So it's like, what is that wound and how can I heal it? Like, we're not kids anymore. And we are fixing those relationships, like, ideally, by recognizing and paying attention that, like, that's their story all the time. How can we affect others in a more positive way? I know, like with my sister, and making living amends to that. And yeah, and the way I can do it, I'm not going to wait until she stops telling the story, but maybe there'll be less of it. I don't know. It's not because of that. It's just so that I can acknowledge that, right? And then, but for my wound, what's my wound? Like, you have to think about yourself, because it's Aries. Aries is the self. I am. And Venus entering Cancer. So Venus is the sign, like the goddess of love, right? Nice, like cozy things, and it's going into Cancer, which is a cozy sign, which is family, home. So, like, yeah, I know it's in the middle of August, or we're starting August right now. It's in the middle of Leo season, like, which is, about, I mean, I think that's telling that I started reading cards extra, because I've been doing this channel with recovery readings, for that mommy stuff that I vibe with. But it's in Leo season, so it's being playful with it. And I mean, I don't want to be so serious. Just be playful here. So playful, value Venus going into family, the family sign of Cancer. So if you ever want to know where those are in your chart, astro.com will show you, if you have your birth time, place, and yeah, your birth date, time, and place, and you just plug it in and it'll give you the chart, right? And but I do readings, and there's also a discount code in the description uh, for the remaining 2025 astrology calendar. And we are working on, my daughter and I, who's an astrologer, Conscious Seed, who's in there. She does quarterly readings, and but we're writing the 2026 calendar. So there is a discount code, and I invite you to do that, because it's really cool. You just pull it up on your calendar like that. and then you touch on it, and it gives you all that whole what's going on today. So I think it's fitting that we're doing a card pull today. All right. Yeah, it gives you all of the what's going on in the heavens kind of thing. Because we need some of that hope and joy and magic, a little bit of magical thing, that connection with your higher power, which is the main part of recovery, having confidence, healing your past traumas, and being present in the moment. All right, so here I do an inner work spread. It's a set of 4 cards, and at the end I pull an extra one just to confirm. Mostly I do that. I learned a Jungian method, so I study Carl Jung's teachings, and because it's the base of um, AA and the addiction stuff, so that we can heal from the addictions, even though AA doesn't acknowledge that. Um, my research has shown that that's where it came from. All right, so let's see. Oop. Okay, so the first card. Okay, I keep pulling this card. So the first card is the Five of Wands, which is, and what does the first card ask? It's like, what is slightly unconscious or shadowy? So we don't always understand or admit that there's an unconscious thing underlying, but there always is. You know, notice how in the blacktop or the cement, there's always like a weed or a flower growing through, and you're like, how did that get there? Right? So that's where how did that get there? Is those unconscious and subconscious things. So this is chaotic, um, chaotic activity and arguments, right? So it's a little chaotic, but it's playful. To me, it looks playful. Some of us are a little more serious than others, like, how does that work? So this is some type of chaotic thing that may be going on within you, that you're like trying to decide something, or where you're going, or how's that, or maybe you're fighting an inner battle within yourself about family, because with Chiron being retrograde, it's something that you're able to revisit. Pay attention to your dreams here. So that's what I'm getting with that. I I rather like this card because of that. Like it's reminding me, like I'm like, oh, am I? So where am I? Where am I in this? So I don't go, oh no, sir. Yeah, it is. But like this creativity is growing. So you see on the wands, there's this little green bursts coming out. So like I said, there's like this unconscious thing that's coming out. It grows no matter what. And it's just something that we have to appreciate and acknowledge. Like these childlike longings that may be coming in. Just courageously acknowledge those longings that you have. Right. So, there's a struggle with vulnerability. That is so, yeah. All right, let me pull the next card to clarify. So mental focus. So the cards will say read a story. So let me just pull the next one. Oh boy, the Three of Swords. This is also another one that I always pull. These cards, like there's all these cards, right? And I'm shuffling. You see me shuffling. I pulled these last couple days, and this is one of the cards that I pull always with for my family. So again, this is a major Chiron card. It's the sword is the thoughts. So it's like there's something that's really has hurt you, um, and this may block you from being able to like want to even look into it. But step work, if you do the 12 steps, that helped me. Like it's like something you don't want to do, maybe because you're not going to do it right, but it's something if you just kind of like clear off the table. Chiron's in retrograde, so this is something to revisit. Maybe you already, even if it's just journaling, you got to journal to see what is underlying heartbreak, that's heart stab is. There's a lot of people who get this as a tattoo, right? Get that as a tattoo. It's pretty strong. But let's see what else is showing here. Let me just cut the cards. Okay, so the next is what experience of the past to learn. And so the experience of the past to learn is that everything's okay. This with the Four of Wands, this beautiful um, family and abundance. So the past shows that we are on the journey of working these out. It can be worked out, whether that's with a family, maybe it's with a family, maybe it's not. Or always like it can also be that you are imagining this as well. Like this is what you always dream of having. Um, and with these other two cards playing together with this one, let's see what the last one. So this, let's see what the last one's going to say. I mean, that's going to be the end of that story. And then we'll pull one to see. Okay, so this is many choices of the dreams. So cups, dreaming, and hope. And this is like you can choose. Let's make a choice of where you want to go. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to do everything right now. But any choice you make with hope and with your higher power, this is a heavenly spread here, you know, and this is us, right? We're here, we're looking at that. So yeah, what are we moving forward towards? What do we want? We want to bring our wishes. We want to wish into something. We want to maybe just pray for God's will for us and signs. I think that especially with this underlying fight within us, with Chiron retrograde, with Venus going into the sign of the mother, which is uh, the mothering, nurturing. I think that's really beautiful, like beautiful Venus going into be with her mother. I think that's, I just had a beautiful visit with my oldest daughter, and yeah, so I think that that's something to revisit. Revisit your wound with your mother. Like I will do that for sure. I know, like that's something that's important. All right, and then the last card, um, I'm gonna show you what that is gonna mean for. Let's see here. So judgment, and all right, so it's again a time for reflection. This is such a card, such a card. So time for reflection. And I pulled this yesterday on my own. So these two have repeated, and this again on my own. I pulled that yesterday. And so it's just a time of self-reflection, self. So that's, moving, like I said, with the Chiron retrograde, our core wound, a time for self-reflection in Aries, self. Like, who are you? What do you want to do? And also, like, what comes up for you? Like, how are people um, coming out to you? Like, if you are, like the other day, I was having a conversation and listening, and I was getting a lot of back, like, oh, why are you looking at me like that? Or, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, what is that? So I was offended at the time, right? Of course, but I think I may have been triggered of a core wound, family and siblings. And I have to pay attention to how other people that I care about and I want my relationship, right? But I can't control them, right? Maybe they were dysregulated. That's what I was thinking. Oh, they're dysregulated. But what is it? Maybe I can regroup about that and consider maybe I was judging, and how can I work on that? How can I reflect on that, so that I can have potential for significant transformation? So this is what this is. It's time for significant transformation, to awaken, to embrace positive change based on past experiences. So that's what this reading is telling us for the week. And I hope that you're enjoying these readings, and I will continue once a week, uh, possibly amp it up, but this is only week 2. So yeah, anyhow, I love you, and I will see you tomorrow with another book reading and update on how it's going in the in my shop, in my art world here. So, all right, I love you. Mhm.